up and through one of our food plots here at the farm. This is the update on that south bottom, as we refer to it. And its utility is a food plot for our hogs and wildlife and such. And today, we're just going to discuss that and just some updates. So here I just went for a quick walk, a whole bunch of acorn squash that are ready to go. I walked, maybe about 4 feet of one row, and there were 4 that were ready and a dozen that weren't. We did 5 rows of acorn squash in there. And of course you can see the sunflowers and some sorghum and some corn that is just doing fantastic. We've been getting a lot of watermelon off of that, as well as we're getting pretty close to being able to harvest some sweet potatoes. Once again, this was our plot where we planted into a living cover. And so in here we had a variety of things that we've been harvesting on all season and just utilizing to be able to feed our hogs. We can harvest every day, a couple buckets worth of hog feed out of there each and every day. And then even at the end of the season, still run the pigs through. That's being able to plant a really hyper diverse crop into a living cover. It works great. Hey guys, little update on from within the cover crop. It is a wild hot mess in here, but it's really productive. A lot of different sorghums in here, and corn, of course, which is kind of redundant, sorghum, but whatever. And then here's a whole bunch of sweet potatoes doing fantastic in through here. Melons, lots of sugar baby melons, lots of acorn squash, as we've shown. There's a squash leaf. Yeah, there's some of our acorn squash up in there. We grow a yellow variety of acorn squash that really productive. It tolerates squash bugs really well. I mean, heck, you can see there's a squash bug right there on that acorn squash. And that's a good healthy plant. Oh, a bunch of squash bugs. Super healthy plant, look at that. So we've been holding back this variety for many years and adapting it to our area and to our insect pressure. But there's a lot of food up in here, as you can see. A lot of ancient corn, dent corn, and then of course some grain sorghum that's, oh goodness, that's almost twice my height, or at least a little over 2/3 my height. And I'm 5'6", so that's almost pretty close to a 8-9 foot stalk. Whole bunch of really lovely sunflowers, black oil seed variety, just to be able to produce a lot of healthy, nutritious oils and fats for our hogs and us and wildlife. These are our gardens here at the farm. Lots of watermelon that comes out of these, and a lot of squash. So come down in here into an understory, and you can see this watermelon vine. If it doesn't get much sun, it won't produce hardly any fruit. This one won't. But you walk down the line, and I guarantee you a couple of its neighbors will have gotten a little bit more light. And it'll be productive and healthy, happy plant. So pretty much all we do periodically in these plots is go through and bend down some of this stuff. It's buttonweed. It's good for birds. But the problem is that it is in our seed bed oftentimes. And so it comes up kind of as a weed. However, though, we just go through some of these rows and bend them down. Don't need to worry about fighting the world so darn hard, you know, as most people do. And I do too. But I try not to fight it too hard in the realm of the weeds, you know. That's just a lot of work. And unnecessarily so. Look at that stand. And you see that competition going on in there? Our corn is already, I don't know, 8 feet tall and has a lot of good cobs. It's a blue dent corn. Oh, here's some turnips, foraged turnips down here in the understory. Oops. There's a lot of nutrients right in there, you know. So my madness looks pretty mad. However, though, you can't argue with awesome results of the sheer total utter neglect method. And of course, a bunch of nice sugar babies. Sugar baby watermelon. They grow pretty quick. They don't take a lot of space. So we planted a bunch of rows of those in there too. They can trellis up the corn and be really productive. We eat them, pigs eat them, everybody loves them.